Welcome to the palmwhinepodcast. This is episode number 2. I'm one of your hosts, Kwaku.
I'm Sahara. You can follow us on our socials, which will be here down below.
Lovely, jubbly.
So what are we speaking about today?
So we're going to look at the topic of friendships. It's a general one because I think, everyone's got a friend, innit? So...
Well, we hope so. This lockdown has been really hard.
What, the panoramic?
Yeah, the panoramic, as you like to call it, has been hard. And keeping in touch in the midst of like things going wrong, or I know like people have been furloughed, people have lost their jobs, people can't pay their rent or their mortgages. For those of like our friends who have houses and stuff like that, and are still living in the bank of mum and dad. Sorry. Oh God, sorry. I shouldn't laugh.
The Royal Bank
but
of Mum and Dad.
The Royal Bank. It's been hard, man. This last year, you know what you call it? Where I work, they're actually gonna like commemorate the 1 year anniversary of lockdown.
Sorry, come again?
Yeah, they were commemorating it. 23rd on Monday. Oh no, Tuesday. It's been a year since we've been in this panoramic. Absolutely ridiculous. You're already starting.
Yeah, of course.
Oh wow.
Juicy. Juicy.
But honestly, I'm hoping like everything is crossed. Or I'm hoping the Lord is hearing our prayers that this is the last
lockdown
of this nonsense, because like honestly, I don't know if some of us can take it anymore. The whole community aspect, I think, was touched on like last episode, where we can go out and we can vibe and things like that, and eat and drink to our heart's content and rave till your knees don't work anymore. You know what I mean? It's gone. It's actually gone. So I'm hoping that this is the last bit. But yeah, let's go back onto the topic. So I think first of all we should talk about differences in male friendships and female friendships.
Right.
So I don't know if you want to start.
So I mean, let me kick this one off.
Yeah, go on.
So when it comes down to, I'd say, male friendships, I feel like for me personally, speaking from my personal opinion, I have a lot of male friends. I have a lot of both male and female friends in it. So with the boys, I feel like there's no hold bars between man them. You could just be getting at people, just firing shots.
I've seen it.
And your head, you need to be on job.
Yeah.
But I mean, from my experience, I feel like male friendships last a lot longer and are a lot deeper than female friendships, like in terms of the group dynamics. So if you have a group of boys, generally boys don't tend to fall out, and even if they fall out, they're very quick to make amends. Whereas I think women and female friendships in general, like as a group, one missed birthday could be the end of your friendship. You're like, you missed my birthday? No, I don't want to be your friend anymore.
Ridiculous. Yeah, but no, I get what you mean though.
Or you just better than me on my birthday, so I can't bring you around me. Them things like that. Do you know what I mean?
You wore a better dress than me on my birthday.
Do you know what I mean? So again, like I think it depends on the content. I think men generally are friends over silly things. Like not silly things, but just general like small things like football, games, cars, girls, that kind of stuff. Whereas those things that if it was on the flip side, you would probably see a bit more competition between females in a friendship group. So that's my take. And obviously I'm not a female, so I don't know what goes on in your group chats, innit? But I don't know what goes on in your group chats. I can't lie.
A lot.
Whoa! I ain't say the word. We'll get to that in a second.
A lot.
But like generally, like mandem's friendships are quite, I would say, more solid. From the outside looking in. I mean, outside looking in. From my perspective, mandem's friendships are solid anyway. So I got a friend. I got a group of boys I've known since I was young that we met from church, and we're still. I was like 3'2" when I met them.
That's not 3 foot, you know.
Yeah, something like that. Boy, speak.
He did 1 foot and said 3'2".
3'2". And like we're still boys from day. We're still boys now. One of them's like one of my closest boys. Do you know what I mean? And we might have different things.
So you got your groomsmen ready, basically.
Damn right. But yeah, like that's my boy, and we're cool. Like we may not even speak for the whole year, but the second it's one of our birthdays, we're all there backing each
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
supporting each other. But I don't think you kind of get that with female friendships and stuff like that. They're just very competitive. Like, you do this, you do that. You're not here and you're not there, and we can't be friends because you did this to me and you spoke to me left. Yeah. But anyway, that's my take. What do you think? What in your perspective? What is it?
I think from a girl's perspective, I feel like female friendships can be quite catty, and it can be, like you said, like it can be very petty. We can be petty. Female, like I'm a petty person. I try not to be petty in friendships. I can be, but we call it. I don't know. I pride myself in being petty, but no, because I say I can be petty, but I'm not. If I'm being petty with you, it's like that's the final straw.
Oh, okay, fair.
So I'm not going to be petty for no reason. And I'm going to be petty to make a point. That's my type of petty.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not going to be petty in the sense of, oh, what you call it? You accidentally packed my eyelash after the party last week, so now I'm going to take your eyelash when I come to your house next time. I'm not going to be, you know, some people are like that, or I'm going to cut up your eyelashes or something.
Right.
No, you know what I mean? When I come to your house, I'm not that type of sad. I'll call that sad petty. It's like, get over it. You know what I mean? The eyelash packet was £2. Just get over it. But yeah, I can be petty. I think for me, it needs something that I've personally struggled with as well. Sometimes, I don't know, finding people who give or the same amount of energy as you, and maybe that's just some of the friends that I've seen or had experiences with, or whatever. Sometimes I can give 100% and get 50 back, or difference of emotional levels are different or whatever. Some people, I could be quite straightforward, and then some people aren't interested in me being honest because they want things sugar-coated, because there's the sensitivity and there's emotions with it as well. Girls, we are emotional beings, and it's a good thing, but it can also be a downfall as well. And yeah, I'm just trying to think of it, because I'm trying not to personalize it as much, but it's hard to not actually personalize it so far. But I know one thing I wanted to touch on, like some of the stuff that you said just then, like about male friendships, friendship groups or whatever. I've been there, like when men are roasting each other, and you guys are saying like some deep stuff, and and you're like, yeah, that's why I slept with your ex or whatever.
Bruh.
And then you're like, oh, just shut up, man. I let you have her. And you're there, and you're like, wait, stop, please, stop. It is, and then the thing is, after that, you guys have wrapped up and whatever, you're all fine, ready to go, and you're having a FIFA tournament.
Yeah.
No, but then if that was females, there would be hair pulling.
Yeah, of course.
We would have like scrapped.
Yeah, but
and that is the difference. I feel like there's boys have that territory. Obviously, tends to be, and stereotypically, there's the side man of the group. There is. Don't laugh, because you know it. And you're probably now thinking of, who's the side man of my group? As I said that. So then that person, he pretends now, this is what my observation as well, that it's not hurting him. He is hurting. He is dead inside. He like, we call it, he is like gonna go home and binge eat on 5 hamburgers or whatever, and while watching, I don't know, Jeremy Kyle, thinking about what everybody said on that day at that link up. But we call it, but in front of everybody, like, there's the alpha male of the group. There's the guy that always gets in trouble. There's the
gallus.
There's the gallus, yeah. There's the wants to be a gallus, because there's one that I want to be like you, man.
I'm trying to be like you.
So you know what I mean. So, and I feel like with females, our friendships, just from observation and when I've seen other friendship groups as well, tends to be more strategic. We do have friends where they're from, like, I have friends from when I was like 6, from church or whatever, or from primary school that I've had. Some people I'm not as close to, but if I see them or whatever, it's like nothing's changed and time hasn't passed. Yeah. I've got friends from secondary school. I've got friends from college. I've got friends from university, etc. But and then other walks of life or work or stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because we've got to that age now when we get work friends. But there's sometimes there's a strategy in why certain people, I've noticed, are friends with each other in female friendship groups. I've seen people stay friends with people because this one gets lots of male attention. So hopefully they'll get male attention on the sidelines. I've seen friendship groups where this one, they consider this person to be a little bit uglier. So they will chill with the ugly friend to make themselves feel better because deep down they've got insecurities. But on the other hand of that though, I've seen some friendship groups where everybody's uplifting each other and everybody's spoiled and not spoiled as in they spoil each other. They treat each other with so much endearment and love and respect. They can have banter, they go on their girls' trips and things like that. But there's some friendships I've noticed with females where there's something to gain, and some people will fight for that friendship until they can't gain it no more.
That's interesting.
And then from that point, once they don't need that person and there's no more to gain, they drop that person, and that the other person feels blindsided because they thought there was a genuine friendship there, and that person was just sucking them dry. And there's a lot about like going around about like vampire friendships. I think even you were posting stuff on your Instagram about on your story about like people like letting things go and doing your best and people around you. I can't remember what it was. Oh, but do you remember I reacted to it as well? And then, I can't remember exactly what it said.
That post actually.
But it's real life. But from my perspective, from my experience, and from what I've also seen in other friendship groups, I've seen that a lot with females and a lot of fakeness as well, which I struggle with because I find it hard to be fake. And I hope I don't come across fake sometimes, but personally I do find it hard to be fake. And
it's a good trait because you have to be genuine.
Like. I really find it hard. If I can't find anything, if I'm not interested in you or whatever, it's gonna be high on by. And there was a picture actually on Instagram I saw the other day, and they were like, because I'm a tourist. It was one of those tourists. This is what tourist females do.
And it said, business
why are you so quiet? And then the tourist was thinking, that's because I don't like you people.
Bruh.
But yeah, and I was laughing inside because I was thinking, you know how many times I've been asked that question? But it's more so I will stay quiet sometimes at certain situations because I don't feel comfortable, or I know if I open my mouth to a certain extent, I can't trust people or whatever, because deep down, I've seen you guys bitch or cat about others yourself. And do you know what? Another stereotype. Men are or can be very bitchy and can in some cases be worse, if not on the same level as what females are stereotyped to be. I don't know what your opinion on that is. let's
24 marks, yeah? 24 marks. Do you know what? Yeah. I think not the guys that I know, innit?
Yeah, so then you found good. You've got a good friendship.
Yeah, but I can see how it can come across like that, because obviously, like, man, might be like, look, brother, this is what's going on with this girl, that girl. I swear you did the thing with this one. Brother, let me just, like, it can get like that, and I think it's human nature. I don't think it's separate to one gender or another.
But it's that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Stereotypically,
it's like, all you girls do is gossip and thing. Boys are gossips. I've seen guys like proper Wendy Williams searching for the hot topics. They might as well just put on the wig. Like, it literally, no, for real. I've seen it. They're waiting for the passer. They're calling the females to find out the information. I've seen it. And I'm not even talking like stereotypically they'll be thinking, oh, it might be a man that's gay or whatever. It's not. I've seen gay men that completely just mind their own business and do. It's the straight ones that I'm talking about. You guys, some of you. Because before that, I was like, which gender is it? I don't want to hear it. We call it. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Get your what do you call it? Get your... I can't think of what I was about to say. But get your mouth out of, or get yourself out of female business.
Yeah.
That's what I was basically going to summarize and say. It's too much. Let me get mine.
She's about to crack open the bottle, boy.
Sipping without me.
This is alright. I guess like that sometimes. But no, do you know what? I think when you say it like that, like, I can see what you mean. That it just depends, because I know some like the guys that I'm around are not gonna purposely look for people in business to chat. Do you know what I mean? It might be something they see on the TL. Like, for example, even if I see something on the TL that I think the bad are gonna find funny, I'll drop it in the group chat.
No, but that's different.
But I'm not gonna be out here talking about Sorty and Quavo or whatever's going on there or something like that.
What's her name?
Sweetie, Sati, all of that. I know what me talk about, you know.
Wow.
But it is what it is.
Wow. I'm not even gonna correct here. I can't.
Listen,
I have nothing to say.
This goes to I'm not. This goes to show you how.
Yeah, you're not interested in those.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because
what I will say though about your group, and what I've noticed about your group though, is that because your group is very or how I was introduced to you, your friendship group from uni. You guys are a mix, so you're male and female.
Yeah.
And within your group, you're also very supportive in terms of speaking to females about stuff, the females about stuff, and like, look, you're gonna get hurt in this situation. Don't do that, even though it might be some of your friends.
This economy's tight still.
Huh?
So this economy's tight still.
It's very tight, but
that's true.
And that's something I've always respected. So then from that point, because it's not even you guys getting involved, it's more so you guys looking out for both parties. You let them do whatever they're going to do, and whatever that's their choice. However, you're going to tell them this is the advice.
This is the state of affairs.
Yeah.
Whatever you do moving forward is entirely up to you.
Yeah, but however, for me, if I was receiving that, I would be so appreciative, and I think that's why I was able to settle in with you guys so well, because I could see that you guys are an honest, genuine group of people. And sometimes you get introduced to certain groups, and you can tell that this one don't like that one, and this one don't like that one. However, they know that when they go to the party, they all dress up and look nice, and they get lit and they can twerk. But they know, you know what I mean? And then. But twos after the party's done, these two have called to come and bitch about the other two and laugh about the fact that this one's toes were looking like this in the shoe. It's stuff like that, and it's like, instead of you to be there as a friend and tell me I'm pigeon footing at the rave. Yeah. Sorry, I can tell you when I rasp. Sorry, but no, but you know when it's like, it's like. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? As a friend or whatever, or that my left armpit was humming, you know what I mean? You're going to go and bitch behind my back.
Instead of say it to your face.
There's people where I've been talking to them, and you know, sometimes you might have like sleep in your eye, or you might have a little bogey crust that's hanging out your nose. You don't realise sometimes. And they've been looking at it the whole time, and you go to the toilet straight after that conversation. And you're like, rah. And these are people you've known for 10 years, and I'll tell you nothing. It's deep. And then from that point, I'm like, can I trust you? Because if I'm walking around with dog shit on my shoe, you know what I mean? As a friend, are you gonna tell me about myself?
Well, no, it's true. But coming on to that topic in terms of like the group dynamic we have, so just a bit of background for the people here. So I met Sahara through one of my friends from uni.
And that was a friend from secondary school.
Exactly. So, which is an interesting point, which we're going to talk about next.
We'll come. Yeah.
But we had a group, and through our group, we've met a range of different people. So back at uni, so I went to Brunel, and I think you went to Kent, right?
Yeah, I went
to Kent. So obviously, shout out to Brunel. But the group I had at Brunel was just calm people. We all had individual friendships with everybody in the group. So when we all came together, it was like raw. Like, we're all people then.
Yeah.
And we all love each other as friends. Yeah. So again, like, the group is very mixed. So there are different dynamics with different people. Some people holler at each other more. Yeah. But that's just natural in a friendship group. But because of our, I'd say, affiliation with the uni, it meant that if we brought other people into the group, they're not going to feel uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, as I said, like, I think it also impacts how we navigate or how we build friendships is important. It's not just, oh my gosh, you're my friend, yes. It's like, it's like over time, you build a friendship. And friendships that, like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? Yeah. And like this group we had, that I have and that you're now involved in, it took time. It took time. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, the group we had was most of it was fostered in the final year of uni. So
How was it?
yeah, most of it was fostered in the final year of uni. So
The
like,
way you guys are, you'd have thought that was day one freshers week.
it's funny because we all met each other at different points. So one of our boys, yeah, like me and one of my old flatmate who I'm mad cool with. Like we're still cool to this day. Actually, we used to be in the raves like back in the rave days, isn't it? And this dog used to walk up behind us and just pop the collars. You know, it's like, yeah, my guy, I see what you're doing.
I'm done.
I see what you're doing in the dance, isn't it? I
see
see what you're doing in the dance, but. To be fair, I knew of the guy, but I didn't know the guy until final year of uni, and he lived in the flat opposite to me.
Oh, shame, wow.
So we always used to, he was like, oh yeah, I see you, I know this guy, bruv. Seen him before. Then we sat down, had a proper conversation, didn't know the guy lives 15 minutes away from me.
It's crazy.
And then we started getting cool, we started kicking ball together. This is how the boys kind of formed, innit? And then obviously, you know how boys are, we all end up chatting to different people. Somehow you cross some path, one guy's chatting to this person, that person, you lot become boys, one guy's chatting to this girl, that girl, you become boys through that. So we ended up just being involved in different groups, but finding a vibe together. And it's, as you said, like, it started off with just the link ups, and like man them will come round to the yard and play FIFA or stuff like that. And then obviously with the girls, obviously I knew a couple of them, everyone else knew a couple of them and had their own separate relationships. So then when we got into final year now, what happened was, let's say, I think it was my birthday, I just said, everyone come to the flat. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all going to go to the clubs, we're going to end up doing a little dance thing and whatever. But we all just brought everybody into the flat, had like a meal, and then it just kind of fostered that relationship and that friendship. And then throughout the year, obviously, final year stress, bruv. Final year stress. Everyone's up doing this, so we're trying to find a little respite. So then we do a FIFA tournament in the flat, and the man them will come, some of the girls will come through, and we'd all just end up ordering food and stuff. And then that fostered the growth of that group. Yeah. And then, you know, after uni, it just took off. We just said, you know what? We're all cool. So I spoke to one of the other boys in the group and like, we're all cool. We all have a similar friendship group. Yeah. Everybody vibes with each other. Why don't we just make it something we keep after uni? And then from then, obviously, that's how, through one of our mutual friends, we ended up like knowing each other. Yeah. And then, like from then, it's just every time there's a link up or there's a group catch up or a games night or something, everyone's just rolled through, or we try to roll through. Obviously, not everyone's going to be there, but when it comes to celebrations, 9 times out of 10, most of the group is there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Which is important. But yeah, I think it's important to navigate different friendship groups. But
I think another thing as well, just on that, to end on that bit before you say what you was going to say, is that when people can't turn up, it's for a genuine reason as well. It's like something's actually going on. Sometimes you see friendship groups as well, and it's like, oh, it's like some stupid excuse, like, oh, my mum's best friend's cat died. And it's like, you don't like cats, so what's the issue? You know what I mean? But like, so somebody will generally say, look, this is what I did. I already had this plan. If I can, I'll try and roll through for an hour before I leave there, or I'll come after, or whatever. And everyone like rolls through. It's like literal adulting in your friendship groups. Yeah, so it's something that I've definitely admired, and I've spoken to, I want to mention names here, but yeah, I've spoken to my friend that introduced me to you guys as well about, because I was kind of like, rah, like this is so nice, it's so rare. But going on to that as well, and or going on from that rather, and how mixed and diverse as well your friendship groups are, and I've got a mix as well, so I can speak about it after. What is your opinion on that whole saying that a male and a female can't be friends?
The economy's tight on that one still. Do you know what? It's an interesting question, because I have very interesting views on it. It's funny enough because I had a conversation with one of my boys about it, and our views were very different. So I'm like, yeah, you can be cool. But he was more along the lines of, yes, to a degree. because most people have an ulterior motive when it comes to friendships. So
I was saying.
Yeah, you were saying before. Yeah. So it depends on what your motive is for the friendship. And it's tight because I have a lot of conversations about this because a lot of people are like, for example, for me, I have a balance. So I have a fair amount of female friends. I have a fair amount of male friends. And there's times where, like, friendships can be a bit blurred. I'll be honest, like, I'll be real. There's times where friendships can be blurred. And it's about either putting the boundaries in place or knowing that, okay, if this friendship is blurred, what happens moving forward? Does that mean I have to cut the person off or distance myself? Because you don't want to keep certain things around that could potentially cause problems down the line. Exactly, yeah. And this is something I've learned recently. It's something that I was like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. But you can be friends with females because again, I've got close friendships with females. But at the same time, you have to be mindful. I think it's about navigating and putting the correct boundaries in place with said friendship. For example, you're not going to have, let's say, like in a relationship, you're not going to have a friend of the opposite gender calling you post pillow talk hours. Unless it's like a dire emergency. Somebody's
or they're crying or something,
Unless it's life or death, do you know what I mean? So I think men and women can be friends if there's the right boundaries in place. Or if you know that it's strictly...
Or the boundaries are known, because you can have a boundary and the other person don't have boundaries.
In place, known. Do you know what I mean? So it's something that, again, as we grow up, we have to navigate through. And me being honest, like, I'm learning it. It's not easy to... At first, you're like, oh yeah, everyone's my friend. Yeah, you're my friend, you're my friend, you're my friend. Next thing you know, boom, something's like grey areas been had, and now you're like, was this a friendship from the beginning?
Yeah.
And yeah, I used to just be like, yeah, I could be friends with women, and yeah, I can be, but then you have to be very mindful. And my boy said it to me recently as we had a debate. He was like, well, one of my boys was like, look, I believe that men and women can be friends, but to a degree, it depends on the intention, the mindset. Why are you cool with me? Are you actually cool for me?
What's the end game?
Yeah, what's the read the end game now? But what is your motive behind being close to me? If it's a different mindset and motive, then you need to check that. And again,
and nip it in the
bud. Or if it's like, look, do you know what? Might be feeling you. This is the situation. And it's like, do you know what? I'm not feeling you in the same way. That is then up to the other person or whatever to decide, cool, can I take time away and can I be cool with you? If I can't, fine.
No, but then in that, so sometimes people see that as a challenge. And like now, then now they've batted back. Now the table or the ball is in your court. What are you doing? I feel like sometimes because people think, male or female, you think that in your self, intrinsically, you are going to now, like, you know where your head is or your heart is or whatever. So you're not even thinking about that. However, the devil is a lie and there's temptation as well. If you've got an attractive male or female friend whatever, and you know what I mean, you've had 2 Maggies. But you get what I'm saying, and I feel like that just to be devil's advocate here or whatever, that's the other hand. Yeah. So I think personally, men and women can be friends. It's about mindset and it's about boundaries being known and being put on the table. The thing is, and it's about your ulterior motive. So I think it's those 3. However, I feel like though, if you have to state the boundaries, then there's an issue. So if you have to say, oh, we call it, like, the person already knows. You have to say, I'm in a relationship. I've been with this person for 5 years or 3 years, 2 years. I've been with this person for 6 months, whatever it is. Or I'm trying to get serious with somebody, and you're explaining that this is my gate and this is my limit. The person's gonna try and massage the gate.
She said massage the gate.
Yeah, they are. But the person is gonna try and massage the gate and find a way in, or they're gonna make sure they're there for you when things go left. Or they're gonna, you know what I mean? So that, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, this person always listens to me. Oh, she never listens, or he never listens to me. So we could, but this person does. And then this is where things go wrong. And you hear it in music and everything else as well. However, So for me, it's about intention. So if you're being friends with somebody, mainly, I'd say number one, it's about your intention. I think intention with friendships is very important, and you need to be highly aware of what's going on around you. And it's hard because there are wolves in sheep clothing.
And you won't really see it. You won't.
There's been times where myself, I've been burnt. I'm sure you've probably been burnt a few times. Let's be real. We call it. Sometimes you feel like you've got a genuine friendship with somebody, and then they reveal themselves, and you're like, "Rah, demon, be gone." Gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Fully shaking the hands as well. Go. And whatever. And sometimes it's too late.
No, it's true. It's
So
true.
yeah,
It's true.
and sometimes as well. I don't know if you've ever been in this predicament or thing, but I've seen certain circumstances where you might have known the opposite sex friend for longer than whoever you've brought into your life now that you're going to have a relationship with.
Yeah.
And maybe something has transpired in the past. Maybe nothing physically or whatever, but you've made it known and never
Nipped in the bud.
Yeah, or you know what I mean? It's just been lingering there, and you might. There might be like flirtatious banter or flanter. Somebody called it flanter.
She said flanter.
To me, and I had to say, come again.
Yeah.
Come again.
It gets tight because.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
She said, Nani?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna bring the anime out. Nani?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was.
Nah, do you know what? It happens, but I think again, like, it's about the motive of the friendship. If the motive of the friendship is left, then it's got to go at a certain point in time.
Yeah.
Sometimes we could, again, like, me being me, I'll be real, like, I can say that there's certain times where I've been naive. I'm like, like, this flanter's calm.
Yeah,
it's nothing serious.
Yeah. It's just back and forth. And it's in public as well sometimes as well. So, like, there's a group there, everyone's just being silly.
And then sometimes, but then I had to clock it and I had to be like, do you know what? If I'm going to be serious with somebody, or if I'm serious with somebody, that friendship either has to go completely or there has to be a shift.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, again, some people are not going to understand that. And again, for me, I wasn't of that mindset until recently. But then I had to look deep within and be like, okay, cool, what's the state of affairs with certain people?
Yeah.
Like, is it this? Is it that? Is it X? Is it Y? If it's this, bye. If it's that, cool.
Yeah.
But again, I also say that it takes a level of maturity as well. So I don't think it's just, men and women can't be friends if boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
But if there's an attraction there,
then that's where
but even if there is an attraction there, I think if it's
admiration
rather than attraction.
Yeah.
But if it's like, okay, cool, like, because let me not say that. But I think
you can say, for example, you know what I mean, this is my friend or whatever, and my friend is attractive or she's pretty or whatever, and not mean anything more than that sentence. But I feel like sometimes it can get misconstrued as what you feeling her, if you know what I mean, are you feeling her, or you're getting soft for a flower man or whatever you guys say. You know what I mean? And then if it's a girl, if it's like girls speaking together, it's kind of like, no, you like this person, look at you and but it's like, no, you can appreciate somebody without being, I don't know. There's no infatuation there.
Yeah.
It's not infatuation. It's an appreciation of somebody. This is my friend. Yes, they're attractive. Yes, they get lots of male or female attention or whatever. However, when I'm speaking to this person,
it's strictly
it's ABC. There's no entanglements.
That word entanglement finishes me. Since the whole Jada Will scenario,
it's a lovely word. It's a lovely word.
It's a beautiful word, but it finishes me. Whew.
No, I always forever in the dictionary have entanglement with Jada Pinkett's face. It has to. You know, sometimes they put the picture. It has to have.
Just
it has to have
the meme,
her face
just
with it.
Red table talk, yeah.
No. But yeah, no. But yeah, I feel like, in terms of, just to briefly mention, like, relationships and stuff like that, it's kind of that trust needs to be there and it needs to be built. It's a sticky one. It's so sticky But
it's tight.
It's
economically
inflation.
It's just an inflation. The demand and supply, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. But no, I think that's an interesting topic because it hits on a lot of notes. It's not just a simple yes or no answer.
No, it's not.
It's there's layers to it.
It depends on the type of person you are, you're trying to be, and then the type of person that person is as well.
So it's not, again, and that's why I said it's not just one. It's not one sided because, like any friendship or relationship, it's both sided. So, again, sometimes the man that might.
Sorry,
what?
You said both sided. Yes, that killed me.
Both sided. Like it's not just okay. Yeah, the man them's this and the girls that, and again, for me, it's something I've had to learn how to navigate because I need to make sure that when I speak or how I come across is not in a way that gives the wrong impression.
Yeah. You don't want somebody going home and thinking about you at nighttime.
I definitely don't want that. That's not a head. That's a headache I would rather avoid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. It is. It's difficult. The thing is, though, sometimes you're just innocently being yourself, and that can set somebody off, and then they're secretly, I don't know, writing about you day and night in their diary. And
diary.
Their diary. You know what I mean? Kweku was.
Hey, God forbid that.
But you're not. But and obviously, I'm exaggerating here. But we call it. It's just ridiculous. Sometimes it's hard, and sometimes you don't know people's intentions until you come at that crossroads where it's left or right. And sometimes you get signs and you ignore the signs because you're thinking, no, this person's not like that. And because you managed to say this is what it is at that time. But even if it's at the first hurdle, you've had to like reiterate boundaries and sign on the dotted line and say no or whatever. And that comes again, and you have to do it again and again and again and again. You have to kind of evaluate what is going on here because this person's not respecting that.
What your situation is.
However, we're speaking from relationship point of view because we're in relationships. But as a single person, just to conclude this kind of area here, and I suppose, like, from a single point of view, do you feel like what we've all just said, like the last 10, 15, 20 minutes in terms of this part, do you feel like it still remains or do you feel like it's different? Come again?
Please give me a moment. No, I'm joking.
I'm done.
No, I think it's one of the things where I think you can. I think at that point, whatever the dynamic of your friendship is, you don't have to answer to anybody. But again, it's also being mindful of being, like, the way I see it is, if you respect your friends, there's certain things you won't do.
Yeah.
Right? There's literally certain things you will not do. Obviously, everybody's liable to make mistakes. Everybody's liable for faults. But, I think in times where that is the case, if you're single, by all means, like, the nature of your friendships are the nature of your friendships.
I've seen some really nice male and female friendships, and it's completely genuine. They like, literally, it's like brother and sister. You see them turning up in the club or whatever, and they do their little dance routine with the bottle in or the glass in hand, the rum and coke.
I'm drinking rum and Magnum.
I'm done. What's a rum and Magnum? What are you trying to do? Finish people?
Yeah.
It's rum and Magnum.
In the dance.
Oh, wow. Nah, that's poison.
But yeah, sorry.
But he said I digress. But we could I've seen some really nice male-female friendships. Like, it's generally like a brother and sister or whatever. And then there's been some where you're like, that guy's basically just trying to get into your pants, or this girl is basically just trying to get into your pants or whatever, because she, you know what I mean, she's heard about you.
She's heard about you from the streets.
Yeah, from the streets. Yeah, you know what I mean. So we call it. It's all about intention, and I feel like because friendship is about kind of purpose, intention, and stuff like that. Like being around people who are uplifting themselves or whatever is going to help you uplift yourself. Yeah. Being around people who want to be bums or people who want to, I don't know, smoke weed 24/7 or something. Do you get what I'm saying?
The ganja farmers.
He said the ganja farmer. The song came into my head there. But you know what I mean? That's going to make you want to just sit on the couch and smoke weed all day watching cartoons. So what happened?
No, there's something I'm going to say, but...
you know what I mean? So in that case, that intention there, and I feel like I feel like sometimes we feel like, oh, we don't have a choice or whatever. But there's been everything is your choice, and I feel like sometimes you notice stuff and you see things around you, but you choose to ignore it or whatever. We've all been at fault to that because we're human.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you let things slide and things like that. So I feel like in the same way that can relate to friendships in general. To be honest, not even just focusing on male and female friendships.
It's something. It's funny you say that because you said the friends that you're around are either gonna motivate you or bring you down. Yeah, and I'm gonna take this to scripture for a second.
Go on.
In the Bible, I think it's 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33. It says, "Bad company corrupts good character," innit? And
So true.
I always used to be like, oh, it's like I used to hear that saying and not really realize that it was actually a biblical saying. But now I deep it. Who you're around has a massive impact on you. And my boy said something to me less than 3 days ago. We're talking about something, and he was just like, "Quaku, like you are an amalgamation of your big word, amalgamation of the 5 people closest to you, right? So the 5 people that are closest to you, you adopt their traits straight away. So haven't you ever noticed like why when you're around certain people, you behave a certain type of way, right? I've seen it from people when I've been at work, like the 5 people that I'm closest to at work. Like, don't get me wrong, my core values and my core being is the same, but there's a lot of those personalities which will rub off on me, right? And some for better, some for worse. It's life. People are different. People go through different things, but the people we keep around us are important. Our friends, and even the varying levels of friendship, because not everybody you can classify as, oh my gosh, that's my bestie.
There's acquaintances,
dog.
Yeah. But thick and thin, life or death, ride or die.
We need to be very mindful moving forward of what people we have around us. And if we have people that are constantly in a bad patch or always bringing negativity around us, what's going to happen is we're just going to either feed that or we're going to take it on.
But at the same time, just to rebuttal that, there's like that whole stigma of, we call it, like, let's say for, like, let me use very stereotypical things here. For females, there'll be the hoe friend, quote unquote. So all of you guys in this group is you're all hoes. No. In the guy, this one likes to cheat and he'll be out late at 3:00 at night roaming the streets of London for pum pum. And that doesn't mean that now the rest of you guys in the streets are doing that. But so you know what I mean? In yourself, you know what you want to do with yourself and what your purpose and your intentions are and stuff like that. However, there might be an aspect of that person's personality or what they bring to the group or to your own personal friendship between the two of you, which makes you value that person. However, what they do in their private time or whatever, even though you might debate it and laugh about it or whatever, that's with you. I know some people as well, they give advice or, you know what I mean, say, why you keep doing this and stop throwing yourself at this person, stop doing that. The person is not listening.
They want to go back to the streets.
However, and it's like, just to even go off tangent and bring something what's going on right now at the moment with the death of Sarah, was it?
The one that got kidnapped.
Yeah. Rest in peace, and all of the uproar with that, and the debate about the curfew for men and things like that. But honestly, we've been teaching our daughters or whatever, this is what's going on, and having those type of conversations. But men aren't having those conversations. Or being talked to or whatever. And I feel like even just coming from that whole stigma of, we call it, women, I don't know, she was showing a bit of leg or ankle, so now I need to be taking her. It's but no, it's because it's ridiculous. The girl was fully clothed. So it completely eradicates that whole argument. However, so just going off a tangent because we're not really speaking about that right now, but to bring it back to discussions and friendships or whatever, holding your friends accountable for the wrong things that they are doing. And if you see something that is left or whatever, and you're like, rah, I do not like that, it doesn't sit well with me, regardless of whether you've known this person from the womb or what, you need to tell that person, this is wrong, I do not like it, fix up, you know what I mean, look sharp. Yeah. Or we call it, and then if that doesn't change, knowing to, you know what I mean, to remove yourself from that situation.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes, and particularly in boys groups, because you're like, boys tend to be like, oh well, oh so yeah, but it's not my life, is it, or whatever. It's so nonchalant about it or whatever, because I think boys sometimes can be quite self-centered in their own way as well, in terms of, this is him and this is me, so why am I going to worry about him?
Yeah.
However, if you know your boy is doing nonsense like that, absolute foul play stuff or whatever, or you know what I mean, you know somebody, you know, male or female anyway, regardless. I'm just using this recent incident as an example.
Yeah.
You need to hold your friends accountable for stuff. Some friends do not like when you hold them accountable for stuff. If you can't hold friends accountable for things, you need to go, because those are the ones who are the wolves in sheep clothing.
Boy, you know what? Yeah.
But that's a story for next time.
Next time on the Palm Wine podcast. No, I'm joking.
Oh god.
No, do you know what? That is a big thing. So a lot. You see, my friends. One thing I can say of my friends is that when I make a mistake or when I mess up, yeah, they are one of the first people to call me out. They do not. They do not business.
I hope this isn't making too much noise. I should have unwrapped it before.
Maybe it is what it is. But my people them will hold me accountable. If I've done something that's left, if I've cussed out somebody I shouldn't have, if I've spoken left to them. But if they do that to me, they're one of, if I do something wrong, they're one of the first people to be like, Quaku, boom, you messed up here. Drop your pride and go and apologize. Like, and the reason, what I think it is that a lot of people are afraid of that accountability, because if they have that accountability, it means they have to answer to somebody. A lot of people want to live life free, but we don't have all the answers. And some people, the way I look at it is, some of my friends are more experienced in certain things than I am. So, for example, the other day I was speaking to a couple of my friends, yeah, and they're into running. So I was like, oh, like I've never done this running thing before. How do you, like, what is it? It's like, oh, you need to make sure that you start, do this, do that, do this, do that. And they were like, Quaker, have you done this? Or Quaker, have you done that? Have you gone for your walk? Have you done your running? And my other boy's like, Quaker, have you gone gym? This is when gyms are open. But
Sometimes.
it's in that, like, not just in the bad times as well. It's also having accountability partners in the good times, because I think where we as humans tend to go worst case scenario or negatives. 100%, I agree. You need to have accountability in the bad times. Like when you're messing up, if you're about to do a mazine and you need the man them to come and bail you out, calm. If you've done something wrong and your boys are obviously gonna pattern you up about your behavior, calm. You need that, but it shouldn't always be on a negative side. It should be like, for example, I'm on the side, I do like cooking tutorials. I've had no man and be like, Quaku, where's the next tutorial? Boom, Quaku, where's this? Boom, what are the next 3 things you're doing in terms of this, this, and this? When are you dropping this? When are you doing this? When are you doing that?
Yeah.
And that level of accountability makes me want to be like, rah, somebody's taking their time to check me for the things I'm doing.
Yeah.
I can't let them down, let alone myself.
But how do you go about it now when like navigating through hurt, basically?
Oh, through hurt.
So like now you're like, there's an issue. Let's say you're hurt in a situation. Do you automatically tell your friends? Are you in that position to just tell them like I am? This is how I'm feeling, or whatever? Do you sugarcoat it? Do you?
Is that in relation to them or something going on in my life? So if I
either or, to be honest.
Okay.
So let's say, for the purpose of this, let's say yourself, because essentially, you know what I mean.
So if I'm going through, if someone's hurt me, like my friend's offended me, it depends on the gravity of the situation. If it's deep, like we scrapped and you banged me in my face, and now we have to go scraps, then I'm gonna be like, look, bro, I'm not gonna lie. What you did there was a violation. Obviously, my friends are not like that. Like we're very much like, okay, boom, this has upset me. I can't be around you at this moment in time because you've hurt me. I need some time to cool off, or some time to chill, or some time to relax. Or like me personally, I'm very open. So if something's happened to me, I can call up my boys and be like, yo, man, them, this is what I go on. What do you think? Or, bro, you've upset me. I'm not going to lie. I didn't like what you said here or what you did there. I don't think it's right. But I think it's about understanding. So if I'm hurt with something, most of my boys would be like, Quakey, why did you do this? Like one of my closest boy, I called him the other day about something, and
he put you on the spot straight away about it.
I can't lie, him.
But I respect that though.
I love him for it because he will give me the conversation that I don't want to have. I'd be like, why, man? Just let me vet. No. Why did you do this?
But that's the type of friend, but that means he's got your best interest at heart.
Exactly.
Because I've seen it on the flip side where people are waiting for your downfall.
And then they'll come and jump in and be like...
And now all of a sudden they care. When you're on a good time now and you're trying to tell them, oh, you know what I mean, you're all good or whatever, they don't care. The moment now that something's gone left, they're there to get all the information.
All the juice.
And they're like a sponge. Or whatever, and they go and do whatever they want to do with it, whether they're bitching behind your back or they're just thriving off the fact, like somebody gets them like completely to ecstasy. The fact that you're going through some like bad times. So it's kind of that there's those two aspects of it. But I think for me, being in friendship, you need to be honest with your friends, especially if you can't be honest with your friends, you know, for 10 years or whatever, and tell them you've done me wrong. Or whatever, sit there and think about sit on
the naughty corner.
Sit there and think
about what you've done.
No biscuits. We get no biscuits tonight.
Ooh, but these. No, it's. Sorry. It's. Yeah, like for me, it's one of the ones where, like I said, my boys. Like this boy in particular will sit me down.
You need it,
and will be like,
"You need it," but
no, you. I need it too. Everyone needs it. He said, "Why, Quaku? Why?" And I'm like, "Why?" I remember the phone call I had with him. I was like, "Why do you keep doing this?" He's like, "Quaku, I'm not gonna stop doing this until you do what you need to do."
Yeah,
because I care about you.
Yeah, there you go. That's the reason.
And he's like, "I don't want to see you in a place where you're X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D." Like, and even in
I can do better than this.
But even on the flip side, for me, I'm somebody that is hardworking, and I don't. Most people that know me know I don't rest. He would be like, Quaku, you downplay a lot of your achievements, right? Why don't you celebrate yourself more? And I'm like, for example, this is partly tied into the last point I made. Like, I don't like to rest. I'm like, there's always something that needs to be done. My work is not finished, right? So he's like, but how can you... He pulled me out, he patted me. And it gave me a breath of fresh air. He's like...
It's that wake-up call.
Exactly. He gave me a wake-up call to say, why are you not taking time to appreciate your successes? And for me, that's the definition of a friend. It's not, oh my gosh, everything's going bad, I need you. It's, Quaku, you've done an amazing job. I'm proud of you. You're actually a great person. It's not somebody that's there in the bad times. I also say somebody that can pick you up in the good times, because you can be good and not actually appreciate it. And navigating hurt is important, because if you value your friend, some hurts are like irredeemable in certain people's eyes, innit? But if you value that friendship or value that person, you should be able to have a conversation with them to say, this is where things have gone wrong. And at least say, do you know what, because I value the friendship, this is what I'm willing to do, or to make amends, or to fix it, or to grow, or to have a different dynamic of the friendship.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, what about you? What do you think about that kind of thing?
I think I'm in agreement with you, but I think for me, I can only think of my experiences at this kind of point. And I'm thinking, more so somebody or a friend or whatever, where they haven't got your best intentions.
Sorry. Sorry. My chest got a bit tight there. It's like...
Oh, God. Oh, gosh. Sorry. Might do the Scooby-Doo gulp. Sorry, that killed me. Sorry, that killed me. But yeah, he's putting hairs on your chest, yeah.
Little, small.
But yeah, no. So yeah, it's all of that basically, and then it's more so. I think for me, my experience, I've had to kind of conclude. Well, is this person jealous, and if so, why are they jealous? Because I've done nothing but try and uplift them from my perspective anyway. Because maybe I'm not perfect, and there will be times I've made mistakes or whatever. But when they've said, "Oh, I'm trying to plan to do this," I've been there and said, "What do you need help with?" And then they've loved to drive, and I feel more inspired to do what they wanted to do, and then that's inspired me to do what I wanted to do or whatever. But because it's kind of like, oh, some people want that like get rich quick schemes and stuff like that. Yeah. When you talk to millionaires and billionaires, even they tell you like that first grind, that first 100K, the first 1 million or whatever, it is the toughest point because you're learning about stuff and you're making those mistakes so that when you get to that point where you're accumulating those multiple streams of income in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Yep, we receive it. Jaja, give us this. Sorry.
Someone collect her, please.
Sorry,
collect her.
That was actually poor. But you know what? But I think it was coming to that point where I was thinking, is this person or people like general? Yeah, I know this mic.
Don't knock out the microphone, please. It's not a punching bag.
But yeah, is this person? If it's just speaking generally, is this person jealous of me, and why? Because I'm thinking I'm just like that simple Jane or whatever, and I'm feeling low and I'm feeling this and that or whatever, and it's like, is it that then? Because you're thinking, well, looking back, this person's only there when I'm down or whatever, and is ready to listen and hear everything I'm saying when everything's left, but when I'm up, they don't want to know. And then on top of that, it's more so, and when you tell them about themselves and you tell them the wrongdoing, then they don't receive it. You're attacking them and they become the victim.
Ooh, child.
And then on top, and then thirdly, and these are the signs. I remember I was saying sometimes you yourself ignore the signs and you don't realise you're actually on the sofa, not speaking about you, but I don't want to say in the bed because it's not a relationship, but you know what I mean? You're chilling, you're in a circle.
On the red table.
Huh?
On the red table.
No, stop saying the red table. But yeah, you're you know what I mean? You're in a circle where these people or persons do not have your best intentions at heart, and this is gonna go left. So it's more so that's where I had to get that conclusion from, and you need to get your peace for yourself. You need to remove yourself from certain situations because you start to kind of question yourself and who you are. These times it's nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
And like for some situations where I've removed myself from some situations, it's honestly just been like ultimate peace. You feel settled or whatever. The stress is gone. You're no longer looking over your shoulder because this person keeps doing wrong. You keep having to forgive them or whatever. And the moment you say something about it, you're in the wrong or whatever. And honestly, you're just at peace, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I feel like once you get to that point where you know yourself and what you need and what you feel you deserve in friendships and whatever, because you know that's what you bring to the table. Because friendships and relationships tend to start with a friendship as well. You're getting to know somebody. So the moment that you've got that good foundation there and you guys are both on the same playing field, do you know what I mean? You've got friends for life in some cases. But another thing my mum taught me, which was like complete words of wisdom, was that, you know what I mean? Not everybody is going to stay on the same train.
Yeah, sometimes some people have stations and stuff.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? And there's lessons to be learned. Yeah. And I feel like, Lord, I've learned enough lessons. So now I'm just ready to... I'm ready. I need to... Now I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? We're getting into that hardback time.
The hardback time.
The hardback time. So we call it, it's kind of like, yeah, we've grown up, we've matured, we know what we want, or we know what we're striving to be, we know where we want to go, and this is the type of people that I need around me, because these people are holding me back. the amount of things that I've achieved where I've let a few people go is crazy.
Exactly.
It's crazy, and you wouldn't think it was because those people were around. And it's weird that it kind of works out that way, but God, the universe is mad.
God works in mysterious ways.
Exactly, he really does.